Good evening, everyone. Today we are talking about monthly specials and how to use them. It's a brand new year. Happy New Year. Happy 2022. Hard to believe that where has the time gone? It's been quite a year last year, and I hope you are celebrating or have celebrated. If you're in Asia, I know that you still have one more celebration. I myself, I'm still waiting for the Epiphany on January 6th. So that will be kind of our end to the Christmas season, if you will. In our house, we celebrate by the Three Kings come, and we actually they bring little gifts to us. So that's super nice. But because they're on camels, they can only bring 3 small gifts, but it's a great way to kind of round out the holiday season and have a lot of fun. And if you're still celebrating, I'm not going to be talking about dietary things yet, because I know most of us have been eating all sorts of delicious goodies, and I'm no different. There have been tons of delicious things here, and I think some of you are probably saying, oh my gosh, when does it end? Well, hang in there, you're almost there. But today we've got just one more thing for you to think about. One of the things we really want to think about in 2022 is staying healthy, right? We've got some interesting variants going around, and we want to make sure that the products that we're getting on a monthly basis are helping to support our health and wellness. dōTERRA is super smart. They're always thinking about us. And one of the things that I love about them is that when they provide us with our products of the month, it usually has something to do with supporting us and our health right now, based on our difficulties, whatever they may be right now. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we'll talk a little bit about what's going on and what kind of specials we have for this month. And some of you, depending on where you are in the world, have some amazing specials. Let me share my screen. Okay, and I hope you can see that. We are starting off as usual, January 2022 specials and how to use them. The chat is open in case you want to ask anything or you have anything to say. We've got some really good ideas, I think, this year from dōTERRA about how to stay healthy. There's a couple of items or a couple of products that, even if you're not in that market, I'd like you to consider. There's some really good products that dōTERRA they were thoughtful about presenting them to us. Okay, so number one on the hit parade, we've got our, there we go. The ideas in this presentation are primarily from the book, Essential Oils, Healthcare for Today, a beginner's guide. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at it, take a look. There's always something new and different in there, can help you on your health and wellness journey. Welcome to anyone who's new. If you're brand new, please let me know in the chat. We're going to be talking to everyone. I want you to be answering some questions for me. We're a modest sized group today. I think probably because it's right after the new year. Some people are probably thinking, is she going to do a presentation or she's not going to do a presentation? But I'm here and I wanted to present, and I've actually got some interesting news. Today's actually a very special day for our family. So first up on the hit parade, we've got our monthly specials from the US. First up is our Japanese peppermint. Now, we've never had this product before. You can see it clearly says Japanese peppermint on it. I want to tell you a little bit about it because I think that that's important. Both peppermint and Japanese peppermint are from the mentha genus, but they're different species. So peppermint is Mentha piperata, and Japanese peppermint is Mentha canadensis. Japanese peppermint are similar, and regular peppermint are similar in chemistry. Menthol and methone are the primary chemical constituents in both essential oils, but they contain slightly different profiles. Japanese peppermint has a uniquely high concentration of menthol. So what's it good for? Why do we want to use it? And I have to say, as a US member, and you can, or if you're purchasing NFR or you're purchasing GAC, but especially GAC, you can purchase, you actually can get a bottle of Japanese peppermint. Japanese peppermint can be used in the same ways as regular peppermint, aromatically, topically, and internally, but because of its high menthol content, it's especially cooling when applied topically, which creates a really comforting and soothing effect. So if you want to use peppermint topically, or you have used it in the past, this is going to be even cooler and fresher for you. I wonder if this is a product that they're going to start offering on I don't know, from time to time. Let me know if it sounds interesting to you. The chat is open. I really want to hear. You might want to consider diluting it with a carrier oil if you do have super sensitive skin. It can be taken internally. It does have a delicious flavor, and we want to make sure that we're using it for clear airways if we're ingesting it. Also, we're applying it to our chest and our back, and if we're diffusing it, maybe using it with a citrus oil or perhaps a flower oil. It's going to give a sort of fresh, stimulating environment. I can't wait to smell it, and I can't wait to put the two bottles side by side and to see, okay, what are the differences between these two? If you've ever smelled Japanese peppermint before, let me know. I don't know that you have, but and then last but not least, it's fresh and crisp, and it's cool, minty. I don't know, it's going to be like a zip of peppermint. I think it's going to be really wonderful, and I personally can't wait to use it. Let's talk about our other special of the month. Whoops. Not our product of the month, but our 10% off in January is Arborvitae. So some people are hopping on and saying, Anna says it sounds interesting. Would Japanese peppermint also repel ants and bugs like peppermint? I'm assuming that it would. And in fact, with its high menthol content, I imagine it would be even more effective than regular peppermint. But I would say use it. If you're able to get your hands on a bottle, absolutely test it out. When we talk about Arborvitae, we want to be talking about applying it to the bottoms of the feet for things like any concerns we may have with fevers or maybe with viruses. We want to apply it to the chest and the back for respiratory issues and coughs. So if you are not a lover of the smell of Arborvitae, some people love it and other people are, as Emily Wright once said, it smells like roots that have been burned up in a fire. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. I'm not sure. If you love the smell of Arborvitae, please let me know in the chat now. If you don't love the smell of Arborvitae, I'd love to hear. For me, it's kind of one of these types of things. I know it's really good for me. I know it has some great uses, but I don't always love the smell. For me, it's super pungent, but very woody, right? Very woody. So what do we blend our wood oils with? Sometimes we can blend them with flower oils and balance them out. We can also blend them with other oils, with other woods to kind of even it out, or maybe a wood that's more piney smelling, right? So Christy says she loves Arborvitae. Okay, thank you, Christy. Thanks for chiming in there. And Grace says loves the thick, woody scent of it. Okay, you can't explain taste, but everybody feels a little bit differently about Arborvitae. I'm going to give you a quick blend for you, a diffuser blend with Arborvitae, Siberian fir, black spruce, and Douglas fir. So here we are blending together those other fir oils to give this very strong woody scent. It smells very winter forest, if you will. So if you want to blend these together, and you can see the proportions between the Arborvitae and the other oils, the very little Arborvitae, because it does have a very strong scent. It kind of reminds me, not because of its chemical profile, but because of the way it tends to permeate everything that it's blended with. Patchouli, right? One of those oils that even one small drop is enough, right? Don't go crazy on your Arborvitae. Maybe you won't have too many friends. If your friends don't like Arborvitae, if they love it, of course, you'll have lots of friends. Okay, next on the hit parade, let me tell you a little bit more about Japanese peppermint. You can take a screenshot of this if you want. It's great to add to tea for refreshing pick-me-up. You can combine it with fractionated coconut oil to enhance a post-workout massage, and then you can diffuse it for an uplifting environment. I have been diffusing in my house nonstop, trying to keep our family really healthy. Lots of germs floating around out there, right? And we're trying to limit our contact with big crowds, but it's really difficult. And especially during the holiday season, maybe you go out shopping or you go to a party and you just we don't know, right? So we're trying to stay as healthy as we can. I'm going to be using my Japanese peppermint as soon as I get it. One of the new things that we have in the US is a digestive wellness program. So if you know anything about the wellness programs that were created, I think 2 conventions ago, we started out with 3, and now we have actually 6. So we have our sleep program, our respiratory program, mind and mood, immunity, on and on. We've got some great programs already. And what I love about these programs, you don't get all of these items as they're shown here all at once. You get them broken up over 3 months. And the cost of the kit is $75 USD. And with 60 PV, which I kind of like. It's just enough for you to get started in something that you want. And I think the kits have been super popular. They are available NPR. If you, NFR, not NPR. NPR is actually a radio station here in the US. Anyway, you can order the kit, start the kit, stop the kit whenever you want. If you restart, you start back up at 1. So let me tell you a little bit about what's going to be in the kits. And over the weeks and months ahead, we'll be talking more about these brand new kits. Eliana says she's really excited for the Digestive Wellness Program. Kit number 1 includes Digestive Softgels, Digestive Touch, Peppermint, and TerraStix. And then an exclusive gift, you're actually going to get a little mini pill case. That's pretty cool. And I don't think we can see it in this picture. At least I don't see it, but it's one of those things that they always have some sort of specialty item, and you are definitely going to get your pouch. Remember, each of these kits comes first month in a little neoprene pouch, and then you can put all your things in it. Kit number 2 is going to include ginger, clove, peppermint soft gels, spearmint tamer, that's the kids roll on, a single sachet of fiber. Okay, try to say that 5 times fast. Single sachet of fiber, and then you're going to get a travel mug. So that's what that thing is all the way in the back. I don't know if you can see it with the O on it with the line on top. Anna says she loves the pouches too. And then finally, kit number 3 is going to contain PB Assist Junior, Digestive, full 15 milliliter, ginger drops, fennel, and then an exclusive gift, which is a PB Assist Junior Go pouch. Who would have thought it? Now I'm looking at that photograph. It looks like it might be the thing, the aqua colored thing on the far right-hand side of the screen. You can take those with you and put them in your purse so they don't fly all over the place. I don't usually carry those with me, but I know a lot of moms do. And when their kids have a little bit of tummy upset, they're taking one of those pouches. This would be the kind of thing that would be really good if you had digestive upset on a fairly regular basis. I have to say, one of my kids is frequently troubled with, I don't know, digestive upsets, and she will frequently reach for the PB Assist Junior or the PB Assist Regular or Digestive. And I know she lives on her own now, but I know in her house, she's got all those products in her apartment, got all those products lined up and ready to go. So wherever you are, consider this new Digestive Wellness Program just came out. Now let's talk about the specials in Singapore. We've got a couple of really good ones this month. Number 1 on the hit parade is Clove. Now some of you may be saying, oh yeah, Clove, ho-hum. But Clove is an amazing product. And if you don't have Clove, or you have Clove and you haven't used it in a while, now's the time to crack it out. I'm going to tell you why. If you have symptoms of things like colds or flu-like symptoms, you can apply it directly to the bottoms of your feet, take in a capsule or diffuse. And frankly, if I had any of those symptoms, I would be doing all 3. I would probably be combining with something like thyme or oregano and really getting a 1-2 punch, because we want to make sure that we're cutting down on any sort of bugs that we are in contact with, right? We want to make sure. If you have a slow metabolism, or you're feeling like I'd like to speed up my metabolism perhaps a little bit, maybe I'm not exercising as much as I had been before the holidays, you can apply it diluted to the soles of the feet on your big toe specifically, and then take it or take it in a capsule. And last but not least, if you have any sort of intestinal upsets, sometimes infections can cause that for us. You can take it in a capsule. Always remember, when you're taking in essential oils internally, we are taking between 1 and 4 drops. right? More is not more in this case. We want to make sure that we're limiting the amount of drops that we're taking on a regular basis. So between 1 and 4, right? I usually start with 1, especially if it's a brand new oil and I haven't tried it before. Recently, we've seen some recommendations for things like Siberian fir, and Siberian fir actually is ingestible and it does blend well with clove. So if you are trying to support your respiratory system and your immune system because you've got some concerns about that, I would be using those 2 oils specifically together. You could do 1 drop of each. I think that would be enough, at least to start. Slim Sassy Softgels. I know we're getting ready for that time when the holiday season is going to be done, and maybe, and I don't mean to be a Scrooge, folks. I'm not a Scrooge. I have thoroughly enjoyed this holiday season. I've indulged when I could indulge. I've said no when I needed to say no, and I've treated myself to the most wonderful meals and restaurants and so on, and meals at home, and people have invited us over. It's been a wonderful holiday season, but every holiday season has to come to an end, right? Otherwise, we would enjoy it. If we had all those goodies and treats all year round, we would say, oh, ho hum, right? So now's the time to enjoy what you can enjoy. And then, as my husband always says, time to get back on the wagon. And if you've never heard that expression, it's as if you fell off the wagon and the wagon is rolling away with you, and now you have to jump back on again. But I hope you've heard that before. So Slim Sassy Softgels, 10% off in Singapore. The other really big news in Singapore is that you still have your 200 PV special for your frankincense. It has been extended. So 200 PV, if you buy 200 PV order, now extended till the 15th of January. So you've still got some time. You will receive a 15 milliliter bottle of frankincense. Cheers to that, because Singapore, you may be one of the few markets that still has this special. I know there's one of 2 that have it, but in the US, we did not get this special this year. So cheers. Enjoy your frankincense and get it while you still can if you were not able to. And if you got one in December and you want another in January, hit it before the 15th. Okay, selected kits are also on sale, 20% off on enrollment kits. I have to say, this has been a big deal when it ever comes around in the US. People that are looking to enroll, want to enroll with a slightly bigger kit, they'll usually invest in a bigger kit, especially if it's 20% off. Selected enrollment kits in January, and you want to check out the new La Luz diffuser if you have not, and it's going to be in the new and improved premium and oil sharing kits. Love the La Luz. It's about this big. It's about the size of my microphone. Really, really worth it, and just gives a lot of vapor. So you're going to get a lot of beautiful scent in your house. Here's my favorite one. And let me know, please, if this is already sold out, because I know how it is in Singapore. Things go really quickly. Be happy, be prosperous. The Prosperity Oil Kit, wholesale 200 with a PV of 125. This is valid until the end of January. If it hasn't sold out already, anybody in Singapore, hop on the chat and let me know. Gone or still around. You're going to get chrysanthemum, helichrysum, magnolia, and yellow mandarin. Amazing. These are citrus and flower oils, and they can be combined to make for festive and much appreciated gift. So chrysanthemum, obviously chrysanthemum, helichrysum, and magnolia are your flower oils, and your yellow mandarin is your citrus, but together, amazing. This would be a beautiful perfume for you to use during the holidays. I also like that most of the bottles are yellow, sort of that golden festive look. This is a really special offer, I think, and a very good price. Next on the His Parade, another special available through January 31st while stocks last. You can get the Hygge diffuser with the Hygge Cozy Blend. Now available for purchase, wholesale 102 with a PV of 24. If you haven't smelled Hygge, it's kind of rich, warm, almost a little bit spicy. Thank you, Anna, for letting me know that those specials are still around in Singapore. Sometimes I get on here and I announce a special, and I'll get a whole bunch of chatter in the chat saying, not available, already gone. And that's, what can I do? But today, it's pretty early in the month, right? Today is January 3rd. And my special announcement is that it's my son's birthday. So happy birthday, Henry. He is 20 years old today. We'll be celebrating. He's actually still sleeping upstairs, but we'll be celebrating all day. And if you want to shout out and give him a happy birthday, that would be a really great thing. I know he would really appreciate it. We are, it's kind of in the countdown. My kids are going to be going back to school and to their hometown. So today's a good day to celebrate. One more day of celebration, right? What can we use chrysanthemum essential oil for? That's a great question. All of the flower oils, all of them are mood uplifters. So if you're thinking about a flower oil, whether it's lavender or ylang-ylang or any of the other flowers, they're going to boost your mood. They're going to help you and really make you feel a little bit less heavy. So we're living in a place right now which is super cold. Temperatures are dropping again. They're again below 0 centigrade, about 20 in the 20s Fahrenheit, low 20s Fahrenheit. You begin to feel that kind of low pressure system. We haven't seen the sun here in days. It's kind of just gloomy. That's what January is here. When I think of January, I think of kind of just that heavy sort of weather. We also don't usually get snow early in January, but snow will start soon. As soon as it does, I'll make sure to get a picture and post it up here. That's when I really want to feel that brightness, that cheerfulness. And if you're feeling any sort of anxiety or distress about anything that's going on in your life or in the world or whatever, use your flower oils. That's what I want. I always want to use my flower oils. For those of you, Eliana says mood uplifter sounds like an amazing oil to have. Angie says, a couple people are hopping on and saying happy birthday to Henry. Eliana, Anna, blessed birthday to your son, Henry. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We are, like I said, we're going to be celebrating. He needs to pick a restaurant. Usually he picks some sort of special restaurant. It's interesting. Since he was a tot, he used to like to go to this one specific Mexican restaurant, only this one. And this year he said, maybe not. So let's see what he picks. I'll let you know next week. Okay, here we go. Last but not least, I think this is last for Singapore. We've got Copaiba Touch now available for purchase. Now, some of you may be saying, and this has become now a permanent product of the collection, some of you may be saying, I already have Copaiba. What do I need Copaiba Touch for? I'll tell you why. You want to use it on the go. And it's excellent for respiratory and any sort of tonsil issues or sore throat. So you can be applying it directly on your throat, maybe on your chest, apply it during the day. If you are having any sort of intestinal distress, specifically from sort of an infection that you may have contacted, you can apply it to the abdomen, to the lower abdomen, specifically right over the intestines, and anything viral maybe that you have contacted that you're not sure what that thing is. If you want to stay healthy, maybe you want to protect yourself from anything that's floating around out there, apply it to the soles of the feet. Right? So apply, keep it handy. I also think when we as moms, if you have little kids, or maybe if you're grandma or grandpa, you want to have these things available that are fast. You don't want to have to be putting drops and then putting the French and Canadian coconut oil and then applying it. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but this is a convenience issue. And I think a lot of people like convenience. We've got a quick blend for you with cardamom, wild orange, clove, and cinnamon bark. So it's going to feel very autumny, kind of crisp. I think this is something that you'll enjoy. Okay, after Singapore, we always talk about Malaysia. This is one cool photo. I have to say, I'm really liking this one. Our specials products of the month is Tangerine, and our 10% off is Rescuer. So let me tell you a little bit about these two. Tangerine is an antioxidant, it's an immune booster, and provides cell protection, as do most of the citrus oils, but Tangerine is a powerhouse. It also smells delicious. I love it in blends. You can take it in water or in a capsule, so you can drip it right into some water and drink it back. It's going to taste really delicious, and it smells so, I don't know, I just love Tangerine. It's so good, especially during this time of year. Rescuer, on the other hand, for muscle aches and joint tension, you're going to apply it to areas of concern. You could use the two of them together if you're having any kind of seasonal threats. And if you have head or neck discomfort, you can apply it to the back of the neck, to the temples, right here on the sides of the head, to the shoulders, just kind of relax, right? Whenever we're having any sort of head distress or head tension. So these two work really well together, which is why you're getting them as a special. You do have a 200 PV special here for frankincense. I don't know if I have to go into more reasons to use frankincense. It is the granddaddy, the king of all oils. I take frankincense every single day under my tongue with grapefruit. I use them as an antioxidant, but frankincense has a million, whether it's protecting us from different sorts of threats, for relaxing the body, for meditation. We really want to use our frankincense on a daily basis. I love it, and I can't imagine what I would do without it. You've got a little tiger kit. Anybody know, is this still available? This is amazing. It's so super cute. You're going to get an easy air, a lemon, a tea tree, and the tiger diffuser. But please rush. If this is still available, let me know in the chat, anybody who's in Malaysia. You're going to have to grab this fast because that little tiger is super, super cute. And it's limiting. Oh, Sihan, thank you. Sihan says, yes, it is still available. A lot of people jumped in. Some of the Southeast Asian countries like Singapore, like Malaysia, had been known at one point as the flying tigers because they were very progressive economically. They had a lot of wonderful, still do, just super wonderful, hardworking population, and just economically they were doing really well. I hope that this continues worldwide. We've had sort of a disturbance of everything, supply chain issues, everything's going on, but I wish everybody in Southeast Asia a really prosperous 2022. Next on the hit parade, you've got a New Year Enrollment Promotion. If the new enrollee enrolls with 100 PV, they will receive a peppermint. If they enroll with 200 PV, they'll receive a peppermint and a bergamot. Super nice. So they'll get a mint with a citrus, which is a good combination. And then the enroller will receive a yellow mandarin, is that right? Yes, a yellow mandarin and a pure bag. So the little, a pursue. Actually, it says a pursue bag. I guess it's pursue on the top and pure on the bottom, but that's one of the tenets now of dōTERRA's. It's like their slogan, pursue pure. As we move into the next decade, right? We're in 2022, we're further into the next decade. We're talking a lot about purity. dōTERRA is always talking about making sure that nothing added, nothing taking away, no adulteration. And that's a really big issue because most of the essential oils that you see on the market are adulterated, and companies are getting more and more sophisticated. They know how to adulterate without being detected or without easily being detected. And dōTERRA is staying ahead of the curve by coming up with methods to detect adulteration. So it's really important that as you talk to your friends and family, you're always talking to them about purity, right? Because we don't want to be putting chemicals in ourselves or in our families. That's really not a good thing. Okay, you'll remember from last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, we talked about the TerraStix. They are still available. They're going to be available through the end of January. Well, whether it's the TerraStix the single packets or the double packets. And this is just a wonderful way for you to stay healthy. You would basically tear off the top of that stick, add it to water, and then drink it down. And I think it's a good complement to our everyday routine, even if you're just taking it now during the holiday season to make sure that you're staying healthy. We got to stay healthy, folks, right? We got to protect ourselves. It's easier to stay healthy than it is to regain health once we've lost it. So my goal is always to help you stay as healthy as possible. Okay, here's a quick blend for you with lavender, tangerine, and Roman chamomile. This would probably put you to sleep in about 20 seconds. The blend of lavender and Roman chamomile alone, but add in the tangerine, and all of the citrus oils are mood uplifters. So as you drift off to sleep, your mood will also be uplifted and you'll feel really good about that. Okay, next on the hit parade, we've got Philippines, and this is actually our last country. We always do 4 countries when we do our monthly specials. In the Philippines, we've got tangerine again as a monthly special. Got one more use for sleep issues, which is why I showed it in that last blend. Things like sleep issues or feeling anxious before sleep or feeling anxious in general, you want to diffuse, apply it under the nose or on your mask, right? A lot of us go out and we put on our masks and we feel, ugh, we get a little bit crazy. You can put a respiratory oil in your mask because that's another one smart thing for you to do, but you could put a citrus essential oil like a tangerine because it would really uplift your mood so that you're not feeling stressed or tense as you're walking around. You can also take it in water because it is ingestible. So make sure you're using your tangerine. Two countries now have tangerine as a special. 10% off in the Philippines is citrus bloom. So for chaotic situations or environments, I would recommend citrus bloom. You can diffuse it, apply it to the forehead, the bottoms of the feet, or over the heart. And we all know what a chaotic situation is. It can be chaotic for one person and not for another. Some people love that kind of bump and go, but we all have our pressure points. We all have our limits. I think many of us are facing decision fatigue, months and months of trying to make decisions under shifting realities. And so use your citrus bloom. If you're having self-worth issues, and so these are issues of just not feeling like I'm worthy, not feeling like I'm doing enough or I'm up to snuff. You want to diffuse this, apply it over the solar plexus and the heart areas. So that's up this upper area here, put it on the back of the neck to create connections with your heart and body. Citrus bloom has a wonderful scent. If you've been lucky enough or have had the opportunity to purchase the citrus bloom lotion and also the hand soap, you'll know that creating that whole environment of citrus bloom in our house can really uplift us and keep us feeling on an even keel. And that's where we want to go. What shall I show you next? Again, this is, so you've got 3 places where the king of oils is still on special. So placing a, in Philippines, there's a little bit of a twist. If you purchase an order between $150 and $199, you can get the 5 milliliter. And if you purchase the 200 or above, you'll get the 15 milliliter. I have to say that the 15 milliliter is definitely worth it. But if you have someone who's purchasing 150 PV order, maybe it's an enrollment order, help them to get that 5 milliliter frankincense. Okay. Get free gifts when you join now. When you sign up with 130 PV and above enrollment oil order through the month of January, you can get a Slim Sassy and a Peppermint beadlets. Okay, I can read. And then finally, if you're 250 PV or above, you'll add Balance into the mix. So Balance is a wonderful oil to be applying to your feet, trying to keep everyone on an even keel, right? We've had a lot of things to do. We've been purchasing a lot of things, going different places, dealing with shifting priorities, family members, everyone. Some of us are moving, right? We may be moving houses. We may be moving to a different flat. We may be doing redecoration or construction or repairs, a lot going on. Life continues to go on, even though in the world, we're dealing with a lot of different things. We've got our personal, right? We've got our, let's call it our extended family. And then we've got the world around us, our entire environment. And we're juggling a lot of things. Now, we've always had that, but usually our world perhaps has been a little bit more stable. At least I think it has for the 4 markets that I'm talking about. Also in the Philippines, many of you know that the people there have, or if you're on from the Philippines, you've been challenged with typhoons. Many of you have had to leave your houses. And I just want to send my sincerest condolences and really my support. We're trying to work. I know dōTERRA is working diligently to try to provide additional support to the people of the Philippines. And if you lived in the southern part of the Philippines, like the Visayas area and the Davao, you were hit specifically or particularly hard by the typhoon. So my heart goes out to you, and really please know that we're working behind the scenes to make sure we can provide you with support, with additional support. We want to talk a little bit about the citrus bloom and what we can do with it besides what I mentioned before. You can apply several drops in your diffuser. You can put a couple of drops just in your hand and cap it over your nose and mouth and breathe in. It supports an energized frame of mind, a positive outlook, and reduces feelings of tension. So that's what we always want. Okay, so you know that I am all over the internet and all over social media. Find me, please, on Instagram. We've had some wonderful followers. Also on Facebook, we're chatting on there almost every day. And finally, right here on YouTube. So if you could take a minute to just ring the button, hit the subscribe button. We are publishing on a weekly basis and sometimes even more, usually in 2 languages, whether you use Spanish and English. So thank you so much for having watched today and for being on every single week. And wherever you may be, whether you're in North America, Europe, South America, or Asia, we wish you a happy, happy 2022, a happy new year filled with blessings and filled with prosperity and peace in your home life and really in our world. That's what we're all looking for. Remember, you are amazing. And have a wonderful week. Thank you for having been here. We're at the end sort of our presentation today. I want anybody who's on the live to please stay on. Anybody who's on the just watching on YouTube, thanks so much for having been here this week. We've had a wonderful week together. We'll be back again next week talking about some brand new topics. And I'm listening to your suggestions. So if you have any suggestions on a topic that you'd like to hear about in the next few weeks, please add them below in the chat. If you're on YouTube, you can add them in the live chat if you want, if you're still on live. But thank you so much for having been here. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Bye-bye now.